Okay, welcome to the last of the so-called triple header driver ratings. This time around is for Las Vegas. And as usual, Gabriel Bortoleto to start things on. Starting 18th, did not finish. He was basically invisible this week, so I can't really rate him. But his results scream a 2 to me. That's why I give him a 2. Nico Hülkenberg now, started 11th, finished 7th. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. He almost made it to Q3, and then he also scored some decent points in 7th. And he kept Hamilton behind him again, not for the first time this season. We now move on to Albon. Started 16th, did not finish. 3 out of 10. I genuinely don't know why he DNF'd, but like the quality was so bad, so only a 3. Now Carlos Sainz. Started P3, finished P5. 10 out of 10 drive from him. It's what a great drive this was from Sainz. I don't need to say anything, and the results will just speak for themselves. So well done, Carlos. Next up, Isaac Hadjar. Started 8, finished 6. 8 out of 10. He qualified lower than Lawson, but finished higher, and he scored very decent points in 6. Liam Lawson is the next one to be rated. Started 6, finished 14th. 5.5 out of 10. Quality was very good, but in the race he fell off, all the way down to 16th, man. Next up, Ollie Behrman. Started 14th, finished 10th. 6.5 out of 10. He was just slower than Ocon all weekend, but he was not that far behind also. So that's why I'm giving him a 6.5. And 1 point, remember that. Because of the DSQs from the McLarens, it's a 1 point for him. And in fact, it's not just points for Ollie, but it's also points for Esteban Ocon. Started 13th, finished 9th. 7 out of 10. I'm sure Haas were kind of upset about P11 and 12 because no points. But then when they woke up the next day, they just realized they got P9 and the P10. And Ocon's gamble of staying out longer has finally paid out for him. So yeah, 7. Probably should be higher, but I'm happy with giving a 7 to Ocon. Alright, after some music, we move on to Franco Colapinto. Started 15th, finished 15th. 3 out of 10, it's like a mid-race for him again. And once again, he's the last of the finishers. So what else am I supposed to say for him? I can't defend him, nor can I praise him. So, I don't know, 3. Pierre Gasly now started 10th, finished 13th. Made it to Q3 for a second week in a row, but Alpine had no race pace, and then he fell down to P15, which became 13th after the SQs and blah blah blah. 6 out of 10 for Pierre Gasly. You can make the shot that it should be higher, but I'm happy sticking with a 6. We now move on to Aston Martins, starting off with, of course, the owner's son. Started P12, did not finish the race. He was kind of the test subject for Alonso to test if it was dry enough for inters, so he was out in Q2. But other than that, he had decent qualifying pace. And then in the race, he crashed. So yeah, what am I supposed to do? 6 out of 10 for Lance. Honestly, now thinking about it, I should devote him. But okay, fine, 6. Next, as mentioned, the other Aston Martin driver, Fernando Alonso, started 7th, finished 11th, 7.5 out of 10. He did say it would be a miracle to score points without rain. So yeah, 11th is not a bad result at all. But he had a great quali, making it to Q3 and even out-qualifying Leclerc. Kimi Antonelli up next, started 17th, finished 3rd, 10 out of 10 from him. Great recovery drive. Technically, it is only to P5, but it becomes a podium after the disqualifications of the McLarens. And well done. 2 back-to-back podiums for him. Even if you just tell me it was P5, I think it was still a sensational performance, worthy of a 10. George Russell is the next driver I'll be rating. Started 4th, finished 2nd, 10 out of 10. Without McLaren day skill, he'll still be on the podium in 3rd. But after the disqualifications, he just got bumped up to P2, which is even better. So, good job. It's gonna be 2 10 out of 10s for both the Mercedes drivers. Yuki Tsunoda started from the pit lane, finished 12th. 6 out of 10. He had bad quali out in Q1, so he was P19. He had a setup change, that's why he started from the pit lane. And then he just ended up in P14. P12 made it look like a recovery drive, but it wasn't really one. So yeah, I can only give a 6 at the highest. Next up, Max Verstappen. 10 out of 10 drive from him, obviously. Started P2, finished P1. He was too far in the lead for me to even focus on him. Yeah, he took the lead from Norris at the start, and that's all I saw from him. And then he just cruised to victory. And by the way, he's currently tied with points with Oscar Piastri and only 24 points away from Lando Norris. So, title fight back on. Lewis Hamilton, the first Ferrari driver to be rated, started P19, finished P8, 7 out of 10. He qualified dead last, but then he recovered quite decently to P10, which became P8. Yeah, Hamilton himself said it was a disappointing weekend, but still, I think 4 points are decent for considering he qualified dead last. Next Ferrari driver, Charles Leclerc. Started P9, finished P4, 8.5 out of 10 for him. It is sad cause he was 1/10 away from a podium after the McLaren's disqualification. Genuinely though, it seems like Ferrari doesn't really have much pace around here. Unfortunately, although I thought they would have more. I hope that got people in the mood for Christmas. It's 1 week away from December. Anyways, Oscar Piastri is the next one I'll be rating. Started 5th, finished 4th but got disqualified. 7 out of 10. He was still behind both Max and Lando. The disqualification was obviously not his fault, McLaren's problem with that. But yeah, he has just no speed anymore, I feel. And he's most likely going to finish 3rd in the championship now, with Verstappen so close. And finally, Lando Norris. Started 1st, finished 2nd, and got disqualified. 8.5 out of 10 from Norris. Not the best, not the worst. The DSQ was really not their fault. It was the team's fault, but he lost the race lead, and that's why I'm penalising him. Here are my driver ratings rankings. In first, I have Verstappen over 10, followed by Russell and Sainz also over 10 in second and third, and Antonelli comes in 4th with the final 10. Leclerc and Norris both with 8.5 come 5th and 6th. 7th goes to Hard Driver 8, Huckerberg for A as well goes in 8th. 9th goes to Alonso with a score of 7.5. PS3, Hamilton, Ocon, all the 7.5s too, with 10th, 11th, and 12th. Batman with a score of 6.5 comes in 13th, and in 14th and 15th comes Gasly and Tsunoda with a score of 6. Stroll, also with a score of 6 this weekend, comes in 16th, while Lawson with a score of 5.5 comes in 17th. 18th goes Franco Colapinto with a score of 3, and 19th goes Albon with a score of 3 as well, and in dead last in 20th, it's Bortoletto with a score of 2. Let me know what you think of these rankings for this week's driver ratings. And yeah, see you at the end. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!